If you're a man over 60, I need you to hear this. The truth is, it's not just your age making you wake up 3 times a night to pee, lose those firm, confident erections, or feel like you're slowly disappearing in your own home. It's a handful of small, silent habits that have been quietly stealing your manhood for years without you even realizing it. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change everything. I'm Dr. Mary Blake, board-certified urologist with over 30 years caring for men just like you. I've sat face to face with thousands of husbands, grandfathers, veterans, and good men who thought this decline was inevitable. I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be. They told you it was normal to get weaker with age, to accept leaking urine at night, to apologize for needing help to the bathroom, or to avoid sex because that chapter is over. But the truth is, you've been sold a lie. The real enemy is the daily choices that slowly choke blood flow, inflame your prostate, and kill the very hormones that keep you feeling like a man. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. You'll learn the 10 hidden habits quietly enlarging your prostate, and the simple, proven changes that have helped my patients cut nighttime trips from 5 to 1 and restore healthy, lasting erections in as little as 14 days. I'll even share the same practical daily routine I've given my own patients, a combination of hydration, movement, stress reduction, and diet that can turn the tide naturally without relying on endless pills or surgery. Don't ignore this. If you think you can just wait it out, you're risking more than inconvenience. You're risking your dignity, your independence, and your place as the strong, capable man you want to be. Watch until the end. Don't miss this, it could be the most important thing you hear this year. You want to know why you're waking up 3 or 4 times a night just to dribble into the toilet? Why you stand there, frustrated, willing your body to do what it used to do without thinking? They told you that's just getting older. They said it's normal to lose control, to leak, to feel embarrassed asking for help in the middle of the night. But the truth is, those symptoms aren't just age, they're warning signs. Your prostate is quietly growing, pressing on your bladder, making you feel like a prisoner in your own home. And most men don't even realize they're feeding this problem every single day. But stay with me, because it gets worse. When you ignore those late-night trips, when you write off that weak, hesitant stream, you're not just losing sleep. You're slowly damaging your bladder, risking chronic infections, even setting yourself up for sudden urinary retention, where you can't pee at all and need a tube shoved in at 3 a.m. to drain you. You want to talk about dignity? Picture lying in an ER while someone explains you can't leave until they cut you open to relieve the pressure. And if you think that's bad, listen to this: the constant pressure and irritation can turn cells abnormal. That's how cancer can start. It's not guaranteed, but it's the risk you take by ignoring your body's signals and calling it just old age. They told you it was normal for your sex life to fade. That losing firm, confident erections was part of the deal. They never told you those daily choices, avoiding water, sitting all day, eating junk, are strangling your circulation and inflaming your prostate. They said talking about it was dirty or childish. That real men don't ask for help about these things. No one wants to say this, but you need to hear it: that silence is killing your independence. It's making you the old man who shuffles to the bathroom all night, who says no to travel because he doesn't trust his bladder, who pretends he doesn't care that sex feels impossible. Let me tell you about one of my patients, name's Frank, 68, retired machinist. Widowed for 5 years. He wouldn't talk about his symptoms at first. Just shrugged and said, "Guess that part of my life is over." But his eyes told the truth. He was exhausted from getting up 6 times a night. He was embarrassed his adult son heard him moaning in frustration in the bathroom. He stopped dating because he couldn't stand the thought of explaining why he needed to pee so often or why he couldn't perform. He told me, voice low, "Doc, I feel like less of a man. Like I'm fading." And sadly, he's not the only one. Stay with me, we're not done yet. You need to hear what comes next. Because once you see these problems for what they really are, I'll show you exactly how to start fixing them. And trust me, it's not too late. Now let's talk about exactly what you can do. I don't want to just scare you, I want to help you fix it. You'll learn practical steps to calm your prostate and reclaim control over your nights, your confidence, and your life. Don't miss what's next. Secret 1: Not drinking enough water. You were taught to cut water so you wouldn't wake up at night. But the truth is, dehydration makes your urine more concentrated, irritating your bladder and forcing your prostate to swell even more. Many men don't realize this slow damage builds for years. When you avoid water, you trap toxins and create chronic inflammation. It's like cooking your prostate in acid every day. The fix is simple but powerful: sip water throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Aim for clear or light yellow urine. Don't chug before bed, just keep steady. Frank, 72, widowed, told me he hated drinking because he'd wake 3 times a night. But once he spread it out during the day, he went down to once. He said, "Doc, I finally sleep again." And he's just one of many men who turned things around. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Secret 2: Sitting too long without movement. You were taught rest is good, that taking it easy is what you've earned after 60. But the truth is, hours on the couch quietly squeeze the life out of your prostate. When you sit too long, blood pools in your pelvis, starving those delicate tissues of oxygen. That chronic pressure triggers inflammation and swelling. Many men never link their favorite recliner to the reason they can't empty their bladder fully or why they keep waking up at night. The fix? Stand up every 30 minutes, even just for a minute or two. Walk around, stretch, keep blood flowing. One patient, George, 69, retired and alone, told me he watched TV all day after his wife passed. He was too embarrassed to admit he dribbled after every trip to the bathroom. But after adding short walks, he told me, "Doc, I feel human again." And he's not the only one. Don't go anywhere, you need to know this next secret. Secret 3: Too much caffeine. You were taught that coffee is harmless, part of your daily routine. But the truth is, too much caffeine quietly tortures your bladder and prostate. It's a diuretic, it makes you pee more, and it irritates the muscles controlling flow. That leads to urgency, leaks, and even incomplete emptying that keeps you up all night. Many men don't see the connection between 3 cups of coffee and their constant trips to the bathroom. The fix is practical: limit yourself to 1 small cup in the morning. Switch to decaf or herbal tea after that. My patient Ron, 67, divorced and living alone, loved his afternoon coffee with buddies but hated running to the bathroom twice an hour. He told me, "Doc, I didn't know coffee was killing my sleep." When he cut back, he slept better and felt confident going out again. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Secret 4: Spicy and processed foods. You were taught to enjoy flavor without worry, that a little kick makes life interesting. But the truth is, eating spicy meals daily and relying on processed foods quietly fuels inflammation in your prostate. Those hot sauces, chips, canned meats, and frozen dinners are loaded with salt, preservatives, and artificial junk that irritate your bladder, disrupt hormones, and keep you swollen. Many men shrug it off, saying, "It's just food," while wondering why their stream is weak or why they wake 5 times a night. The fix? Choose whole, fresh meals. Focus on leafy greens, berries, lean proteins. Limit spicy dishes to once in a while. Harold, 71, widowed and too embarrassed to talk about his symptoms, told me he lived on takeout. When he started cooking simple meals at home, he said, "Doc, I'm finally sleeping without running to the toilet." And he's not the only one. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Secret 5: Holding urine too long. You were taught to hold it and tough it out, that it's manly not to rush to the bathroom. But the truth is, ignoring your body's signals quietly damages your bladder and prostate over time. When you hold your urine too long, your bladder stretches, straining against the prostate and creating irritation and swelling. Over years, it weakens muscles and leaves leftover urine that can breed infections. Many men don't realize they're setting themselves up for nightly trips and even needing catheters down the road. The fix? Listen to your body. Go when you first feel the need. Don't wait until it's urgent. My patient Mike, 65, retired and living alone, told me he hated stopping work to use the restroom. But after he changed this one habit, he told me, "Doc, I actually sleep through the night now." Don't go anywhere, you need to know this next secret. Secret 6, smoking or secondhand smoke. You were taught it was just a bad habit, that you could quit whenever. But the truth is, smoking quietly chokes blood flow to your prostate and damages the delicate tissues meant to keep you healthy. The chemicals in cigarettes reduce circulation, fuel chronic inflammation, and even raise the risk of cancer. It's not just smokers, secondhand smoke does harm too. Many men don't realize that decades of smoking mean their prostate stays swollen and irritated even if they quit. The fix? If you smoke, talk to your doctor about quitting. Use patches, support groups, whatever works. Even if you quit years ago, avoid smoky environments. My patient Dave, 70, divorced and living with his son, admitted he smoked outside to be polite, but realized even that exposure hurt. When he stopped completely, he said, "Doc, I finally feel like my body is healing." Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Secret 7, skipping health screenings. You were taught to tough it out, to only see a doctor when something breaks. But the truth is, ignoring regular prostate checks is like closing your eyes while driving. Prostate problems often grow silently. By the time you feel pain, it's advanced. Many men avoid exams out of embarrassment, telling themselves it's undignified or not necessary. But those simple checks, PSA tests, digital exams, catch problems early, when lifestyle changes can help without surgery. The fix? Book an annual visit. Be honest about symptoms. My patient Paul, 68, widowed and private, avoided doctors for years. When he finally came in, we caught inflammation early. After small changes, he told me, "Doc, I feel like I got my life back without the knife." Don't go anywhere, you need to know this next secret. Secret 8, eating too much red meat. You were taught a big steak meant strength, that real men eat meat every day. But the truth is, too much red meat quietly fuels inflammation throughout your body, including your prostate. Processed meats, fatty cuts, they disrupt your hormones, raise oxidative stress, and slowly swell your prostate. Many men don't see the connection between daily burgers and their weak, frequent urination. The fix? Cut back to once or twice a week. Choose lean cuts, grill instead of fry, add veggies to your plate. My patient Sam, 66, divorced and living alone, loved his steak dinners. But after cutting back and adding greens, he told me, "Doc, I don't wake up all night anymore." And he's just one of many men who turned things around. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Secret 9, carrying too much belly fat. You were taught that a bit of a gut was normal after 60. But the truth is, belly fat isn't harmless, it's a hormone factory pumping out inflammation that attacks your prostate. That spare tire raises estrogen, lowers testosterone, and pushes on your bladder, making you pee more often at night. Many men ignore it until it's too late, resigning themselves to sleepless nights and embarrassing accidents. The fix? You don't need extreme diets. Start walking daily, reduce sugar, eat smaller portions. My patient Larry, 70, widowed and lonely, told me he hated looking in the mirror. After losing 10 pounds with simple changes, he said, "Doc, I finally feel in control." Don't go anywhere, you need to know this next secret. Secret 10, not managing chronic stress. You were taught to bottle it up, that real men don't complain. But the truth is, chronic stress silently destroys your prostate health. Stress hormones like cortisol fuel inflammation, tighten pelvic muscles, and disrupt your hormones. Over time, this tension leads to more nighttime trips, weaker flow, and even erectile issues. Many men carry financial worries, family burdens, grief they never share. The fix? Just 10 minutes a day of deep breathing, gentle stretching, or quiet reflection can lower stress. My patient Tom, 69, retired and widowed, told me he hadn't slept through the night in years. After adding simple breathing exercises, he said, "Doc, I finally feel at peace." And he's just one of many men who turned things around. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more important. Now let's quickly review these 10 solutions so you don't forget. Drink enough water. Stand and move every 30 minutes. Cut back on caffeine. Eat fewer spicy and processed foods. Don't hold your urine. Avoid smoking and secondhand smoke. Don't skip your annual screenings. Limit red meat. Trim that belly fat. And manage your stress daily. These changes aren't complicated, but they work together to calm your prostate, cut nighttime trips, reduce swelling, and bring back confidence. It's not too late, even small steps can show results in 7 to 14 days. I've seen it with my own patients. You don't need fancy treatments or surgery. Just commit to these habits, one at a time. You can do this. Don't go anywhere, because what comes next is even more important. They told you it's normal to slow down after 60, to just accept waking up 4 or 5 times a night, leaking in your underwear, or apologizing to your wife for stopping mid-sentence to run to the bathroom. But the truth is, the biggest mistake I see men over 60 make is telling themselves it's just aging, that nothing can be done. You shrug off those late-night trips. You hold your pee because you're too busy. You skip water to avoid getting up. You ignore your doctor's calls. You tell yourself it's embarrassing to even talk about it. But stay with me, because you really need to hear this. You think you're being strong by putting it off, by not complaining, by pretending it's no big deal. But that silence is exactly what lets these problems grow unchecked. When you hold urine too long, your bladder stretches like an old balloon that can't snap back. When you skip water, your urine becomes acidic, burning the inside of your bladder and pushing your prostate to swell even more. Sitting too long cuts off blood flow. Stress tightens your pelvic floor. These are simple choices that stack up over years, and they don't just go away. And if you think that's bad, there's more you need to know. Every time you say "I'm fine," you miss the chance to catch early warning signs. I've had men who refused screening because they were embarrassed, only to show up in my office when they needed a catheter to pee or even emergency surgery. Most men don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. I've watched proud, capable men lose sleep, dignity, and even marriages because they couldn't face this. They thought admitting a problem made them weak. They didn't know it's actually strength to deal with it. No one wants to say it, but you need to hear it. Holding back these conversations is killing your independence. Your family sees you struggle. Your partner hears you get up 5 times a night. Your grandkids worry why grandpa's so tired. I'm here to tell you the truth. These problems aren't just about your bladder or your prostate, they're about your freedom, your pride, your manhood. Because this is too important to keep silent about. I know talking about this isn't easy. It's private. It feels embarrassing. You were taught not to talk about it. But you're not broken. You're not past saving. You just need to know what's really happening inside your body, and have the courage to change it. I see you. I respect you for even listening this far. Stay with me, I'm going to help you change this. And that's just the beginning. You need to hear what comes next. You've heard the science, the warnings, the real talk about what's been quietly harming you. But without a plan, knowledge is useless. This isn't about memorizing 10 secrets and doing nothing. It's about turning them into real habits you can actually live with. You're not in this alone, I'm going to help you build a routine you can start today. But let's make this real. First, drink water throughout the day. Don't chug at night. Sip small amounts from morning to evening. Your goal? Keep your urine light yellow. This simple change reduces irritation, calms your bladder, and stops you from getting up 5 times a night. It doesn't have to be complicated. Second, get up every 30 minutes. Even if it's just to stand, stretch, or walk to the kitchen. Sitting too long squeezes blood flow to your prostate and inflames it. A little movement breaks that cycle. Even walking around the house counts. Third, cut down caffeine. If you love your coffee, fine, but limit it to 1 small cup early in the day. Switch to herbal tea or water after that. Caffeine forces your bladder to work harder, increasing those urgent trips. You'll sleep better, too. Fourth, pay attention to your plate. Less red meat. More leafy greens, berries, fish, healthy fats. Skip the processed, salty, or spicy junk that fuels swelling. Even small changes matter: a side salad, less salt, fewer packaged meals. Fifth, manage your stress. Just 10 minutes of breathing or quiet time each day. Stress tightens pelvic muscles, raises inflammation, and worsens your symptoms. This step is free and powerful. And if you think you have to do it all at once, you don't. Pick 1 or 2 to start. Add more when you're ready. The benefits compound over time. These steps work because they reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and balance hormones that keep your prostate calm and healthy. You can do this. Even tiny changes are better than nothing. You're not too old to start. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s cut their nighttime trips in half just by sticking to this routine. Stick with me, I want you to try this. And there's even more you need to know. Stay with me, I'm not done helping you yet. You'll want to hear the next part. You've just heard 10 real, proven ways to calm your prostate, reduce those exhausting nighttime trips, and reclaim control over your body. This isn't some old wives' tale or clickbait nonsense. This is real medicine. It's decades of seeing men like you walk into my office ashamed, exhausted, frustrated, and helping them walk out with hope and a plan. Hydration, movement, stress management, better food choices, and honest conversation with your doctor aren't just ideas. They're the steps that have saved men from catheters, surgeries, sleepless nights, and the silent grief of feeling like less of a man. This is not just talk, it's real medicine. But I know it's easy to listen and then do nothing. To shrug and say, I'm too old to change, or it's not that bad. But ignoring this means watching your world shrink, your freedom fade, your dignity slip away with every late night stumble to the bathroom. And I don't want that for you. I want you to keep traveling, playing with grandkids, enjoying dinners without worrying about the nearest bathroom. You deserve that. I know this is personal. It's hard to talk about. Maybe no one's ever asked you how many times you get up at night. Maybe you've never admitted you're scared of needing a catheter or a surgery. I want you to know you're not broken. You can change. You can take back your nights and your days. Even small steps matter. Even at 60, 70, 80, your body is listening. If this spoke to you, don't stay silent. Join the conversation. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to try even one change. Type 0 if you're skeptical, I want to hear you. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next real talk about men's health. Tap the bell so you know when I post. I'm here to keep you informed, to keep you healthy, and to tell you the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Thank you for staying with me until the end. It says a lot about you that you're still here, still listening, still fighting for yourself. I see you, and I respect you. Stay with me, more truths are coming your way.